Good morning, everybody. So it's been a really long time since I updated you guys about anything. I'm sorry that I look rough. I literally just woke up about 15 minutes ago. So I'm going to do a quick update and then explain a couple things to you guys. So the reason why I haven't really updated is because there's been so much going on. As you could tell from my last video, I had my baby. He was 8 pounds, 2 ounces. What else? I stayed in the hospital for, I think, 2 or 3 days. I don't remember. We moved. We're in our new apartment or townhouse, whatever it's called. Let's see. My baby's fine. He's actually right here, Isaac. But he has a cold, so got him propped up right here. Big baby, big boy. And I got him propped up right here. He's sick. I had to have a C-section, and the delivery went fine. He came out fine. Everything was fine. I was fine. He was fine. Everything was good. I didn't really have a lot of pain after the C-section. Everything went fine. After I came home, I started feeling like really sick. Not like cold wise, but like my body just felt off and I knew something was wrong. I know you're supposed to have some bleeding after a C-section, after a delivery in general, but I had a whole lot of bleeding. As soon as I stood up, it just, like somebody turned a water faucet on. It was just coming out. I was soaking the hospital pads front to back. It was just a lot, and I started getting headaches and I felt dizzy. I didn't feel like myself, and I wasn't able to like take care of myself, you know. So I let a week go by because Isaac was a week old, and I called my doctor and I explained what was going on. You know, I had migraines, the bleeding, the dizziness, I was nauseous, I didn't feel like myself. So she was like, you know, they want you to come in as soon as possible and get checked out because, excuse me, it didn't sound right. And I was like, okay, well, I could come in. And she was like, actually, we want you to go to the emergency room because they have the right equipment to check you out and stuff. So I was like, all right, well, why can't I just see my doctor, you know? But anyway, I went to the emergency room and I sat there for 4.5, almost 5 hours until they called me back just to do a checkup. I was still heavily bleeding. I told them as soon as I walked in, I was like, I'm bleeding really bad. I have sharp abdominal pain, everything that was going on with me, I told them. And they said, okay, well, just, you know, there's nothing we could do. We can't control what's going on in the back. And I was like, all right. So I called my doctor. I called one of the nurses at my doctor's office, and I told her, I was like, look, I've been here for almost 5 hours. They're still making me wait. They said there's nothing that they could do. And I said, should I leave and just come back early in the morning? She was like, no, you know, you've already been there for 4 hours. You know, who's to say you'll come back tomorrow and won't have to wait again? So I was like, all right, I'll stay. So once it hit a 5.5 mark, they called me back. And I was like, finally. So I went back, and they started, you know, running tests on me. They were like, oh, we're going to get you into an ultrasound, and we're going to have to do a blood test and all this stuff. And I was like, all right. So they took me back into the ultrasound room like 2.5 hours later. And it was, they had to go inside to check like my ovaries and stuff. It was so painful. Like my scar was still kind of fresh, and it was still extremely painful. So, hold on one second. Okay, I thought somebody was knocking on my door, but it was actually next door. What was that again? Oh, it was so painful. It felt like she was like rubbing on my incision from the inside with that little thing that they stick up in there. It hurt so bad. I was in so much pain. I was like, oh my gosh, that hurts. Can you not do that? But she was like, well, I have to check it, you know, to make sure it's nothing serious and whatever. Anyway, I went back into my room. My doctor came in, my actual doctor, and he was like, so you have a hematoma, and a cyst, and you're hemorrhaging. I was like, I've been here for almost 7 or 8 hours, and I've been trying to explain to these people that something's not right and I'm bleeding heavily. And everybody's just been taking their time with me. I could bleed out right now and nobody would know because nobody ever came to check on me. Like, I was scared, honestly. And I knew something was wrong. And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't in office until an hour ago. And I came as soon as I seen your name because they had told me that one of my patients... Anyway. So, he told me that, and then my parents... Let me check on my kids. Stop running or you're going to get hurt. I could see them on the camera. Well, where did they go? There's Aiden. Aiden, get out of the closet. Hold on. Okay, so I had to pause because I had to make the boys something to eat. But anyway, I was really scared and frustrated because nobody came to check on me. And I was pretty much just sitting in a room by myself. So... Alright. I don't know. Then, they came to check on me after that. The nurse kept coming in the room and was like, are you okay? Do you need anything? I was there. I was in the emergency room from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. And, let's see. After my doctor had told me all that, they were like, we have to do a CAT scan to make sure everything else is okay. Aiden, quit. Aiden, quit. So they did the CAT scan, and then, like, it wasn't even hours, it was like maybe 45 minutes later, they were like, well, we're gonna keep you overnight just to watch you and watch the cyst and make sure nothing happens, and we're gonna watch your bleeding and stuff like that. So they sent me up to labor and delivery so I can have my baby with me, and he could feed and, you know, help me contract to bring my uterus down to see if it will control the bleeding. So they took me up there, and as soon as I got up there, okay, it was just me that went up there. As soon as I got up there, I stood up out of the wheelchair, and blood just went everywhere. All over me, all over the wheelchair, all over the floor, all over the bed, all over my clothes, all over everything. And one of the care providers or nurses from the labor and delivery came in and was like, oh my goodness, like, this is crazy. So she took me into the bathroom, helped me get cleaned up, and then she called somebody else in there, and another lady came in, and she was like, they didn't give you like a pad or underwear or anything to stop that or to catch it or anything. And I was like, no, they just left me there bleeding on a bed. And the lady was like extremely mad, and she called somebody else, like a nurse for me. After I got in the bed, she came and checked me out, and she was like, there's no reason you should be laying there in the bed bleeding out, and they didn't give you nothing to control it or anything like that. And I was like, no, they just left me in there for like 5.5 hours. And the nurse was like, that's ridiculous, and she was like, there's so much that could have happened to you. I'm so grateful that you're here. This lady didn't even know me, and she was acting like, you know, she knew me for years. But yeah, that's what happened in that amount of time. I stayed in there for 3 days, just so they could watch me and give me medicine to slow down the bleeding and control everything. Stop. You're gonna sit there and wait. You need to blow your nose again? They got the bleeding to slow down. They gave me, I forgot what the name of the medicine was, but they gave me that, and then, me breastfeeding Isaac helped. Hey, let him eat. Stop. Me breastfeeding Isaac helped, because it helped to contract my uterus and like get everything out of there. Yeah, that's what's been happening. He was born January 28th, and then a week later I was in the hospital for 3 days. And then I've just been trying to relax and slow down and take care of myself and the boys and just rest and let my body heal. I'm still in pain. No, you go put it in the sink. Go put it in the sink. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I've just been resting and trying to take care of myself and heal. They put me on an antibiotic because also I had an infection on the inside of my incision. I just finished the antibiotic last night. Last night was my last time taking it. Do I keep turning it? I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm recording this on my phone. Straight up. But yeah, you guys, that's what's been happening. That's what's been going on. There's the boys. Aiden. Ethan. Isaac. So, that's what's been going on, you guys. I'm sorry that I haven't posted anything. I've just been like this. Trying to take care of myself, honestly. So, I guess I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Okay, so also I'm going to add in a couple pictures and a few video clips from when Isaac was born. I don't know what that's doing. Sorry. But yeah, I'm going to add in a few videos, and they're short videos. They're like maybe 5 seconds long, if even. But I'm going to add in those clips in this video too. So, enjoy.
You're ready. Someone's going to give you some business. Already.
I know.
Look at